I have to say it's very popular amongst expats. When I first moved to Singapore, everybody told me about Carousell. Yvonne was talking about your expansion plans there. What next? Because it's been very aggressive.
Thanks for having me. It's been a real privilege to be working on Carousell. We started 7 years ago with a focus on really inspiring every person in the world to start selling. And since then, we've established a footprint of 7 markets across APAC. The next 2-3 years, we are really laser focused on really cementing our leadership in Southeast Asia. It's a really exciting market with over 640 million people, just 2/3 of the population, really just starting to experience the magic of the internet. And we think we have a very interesting role to play to helping them experience the magic of buying and selling peer-to-peer.
We've talked about some of the backing that you have. What about some more fundraising? Do you think that surge from Southeast Asia is going to continue? Talk me through some of the numbers.
I think so. I think Southeast Asia, it's a phenomenal growth opportunity. It's probably going to be one of the fastest and largest growing economies in the world in the next couple of years. Massive impact to be made. If you look at the report by Temasek, Google, today we have an internet economy of about $50 billion. By 2025, it's going to grow 4x to $200 billion. But for us, numbers aside, there's so much opportunity for us to make an impact in the next couple of years, and that's really what keeps us going.
Right. I was looking at your site yesterday, and I couldn't help but wonder that you sell everything to anything, from your used household appliances and products, cleaning products, to even designer bags. So it's quite extreme. I'm just wondering, is this a deliberate decision here? So as you try to develop more scale, or to what extent could this actually confuse some of your users as well?
From day one, our focus has always been about how do we have everyone's underutilized items and actually unused items actually go on to benefit other people. So from day one, we always launch markets through an underserved segment, and we're quite focused, and it always starts with lifestyle products, the youth audience, fashion and beauty and whatnot. But eventually, we've always built this as a hammer product to be for everyone, because we believe everyone in their life actually has something underutilized that can go on to create possibility and impact for someone else. One of the really interesting things about Carousell is that our transactions go beyond just dollars and cents. One of my items that I sold was an old MacBook, and it actually went on to this 9-year-old girl whose dad could not afford to buy her a brand new computer, but really wanted her to learn the internet, and that's why he turned to Carousell to buy a used one. And many, many more of such stories actually exist on the platform, and that's exactly why we do what we do, and it's about creating possibility for others.
Yeah, you're also trying to monetize the platform a bit through real estate, autos as well. How does that fit into your strategy overall in achieving profitability?
One of the beautiful things about Carousell is that while we are reimagining the entire user experience for what classifieds can be, we don't actually have to reinvent the business model. We operate in a business model that's been proven. It's a business model that has upwards of 50-60% EBITDA margins. And we just realized that actually the business model was very simple. You make money from advertising, you make money from premium visibility, you make money from high value categories like cars and real estate. And that's exactly the kind of monetization roadmap that we're executing on. And for cars and real estate, it's a very natural progression for what monetization should be, because when you're buying and selling something for a lifestyle product for your home, eventually when you get your first job, when you graduate from school, you want to get your first car. Eventually when you have a family, you want to look for a place. It's all on that same place that you're so used to buying and selling already.
The other thing that's changed significantly from when we first started to take photos, upload them to a site, is smartphones, obviously. So the use of AI as well, if you will. Do you think that we're going to get to a point where we start using even voice recognition on sites like yours?
Yeah, I think technology is so exciting and constantly evolving. Our principle here is that we'll do whatever it takes to make selling and buying the simplest experience. And we've already used things like image search, for instance. I think voice is a very exciting opportunity, but we're waiting to see what kinds of use cases we can actually apply. None come to mind immediately, but I think we're constantly tinkering around with future technologies.
What about in terms of going global, if you will? You know, I obviously know what Carousell is here in Singapore, but our American viewers, when would you like to see a time frame for them, knowing that off the top of their lips?
You know, 2 to 3 years, we are focused on Southeast Asia, but really the world is our oyster. You know, if you look at our mission statement, it's to inspire every person in the world to start selling, and we think this is a universal need. If you look at 5-10 years ago, it's hard to imagine us being comfortable jumping into someone else's car to get from point A to point B, or to jump into someone else's home to actually stay on a vacation. But it's reality today, and we think 5-10 years from now, this will be a default behavior for anyone to go to buy something from the peer-to-peer marketplaces secondhand as a first choice, and therefore we think that the opportunity is a truly global one, and Carousell wants to do and serve that opportunity.
And Siu Rui, I like a lot of e-commerce sites, I have to say, similar to Alibaba. One of the problems that you do have, I guess, is dealing with counterfeit goods. And I read a headline about 70% of all e-commerce scans last year in Singapore happened on Carousell. Will you have to continue to spend heavily here on trying to police the site when it comes to fraud or fake goods?
You know, trust has always been one of our primary focus. It's an industry-wide challenge. You know, counterfeit items are prohibited. And from day one, we've always invested in offering the best experience for our users. And that means, can we actually help them make informed decisions for their purchases? So, right, we have ratings and reviews. We do everything on the back end, from AI to detect bad actors and bad listings and prohibited items and remove them from the platform. We're investing in features like Caroupay to actually build this trusted escrow experience. We're working with authorities to make sure that these items or these policies are enforced well and reduce scam rates. And we're also investing in executive leadership. We brought on board a VP of operations to oversee this whole entire trust initiative. And you know, it's all paying off. In the last year, we actually reduced fraud on Carousell by over 44%. Actually, we're very commended by also the public as well as the authorities. And you know, we'll constantly improve the experience, because trust is ultimately the crux of any marketplace.